build at home, like what Libby was saying, take it from here and generate it at in school, and then it causes problems.
Stick up in ignorance in the sense of saying it's defining ignorance or the true meaning of ignorance. Because saying it's the defining ignorance differently. Yes. Saying it's ignorance means wicked and out of order. But dictionary ignorance means lack of knowledge. So I don't know which one you mean.
Lack of knowledge.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So James, what do you think on parenting? No, when I talk parenting, I don't mean that you have to be connected with any particular thing. You know? Or maybe we could skip James because you're a big talk. You're the main man. James.
No, I just say something big.
Okay.
But we know that the ideal is that to have, parenting is mother and father. So the ideal thing is to have both parents working in tandem, hand in hand, for the benefit of the child or the children. That's the ideal, but of course we know that in reality, in a lot of instances that doesn't really happen. Even in cases where you have maybe both parents living together, or it's not always the perfect situation. Plus you also have the single parent families, which have its challenges, but I believe the best, having both parents working together gives the children the best chance of coming out to be real, decent and respectful and successful children. The fact of the matter is that we have a lot of situations where parents need a lot of help. And that's critical. A lot of parents have children which they didn't really plan for. And that's a big issue. And so if you didn't really expect to have a child at a particular time or age, you're going to have a challenge. You have to deal with all of that. And so people like that need, extra support. Whether it's from the family setting, the uncle, brothers, grandparents, and so on. Whatever. Even sometimes, teachers end up having to do a lot of parenting.
True.
Right? We know that. Those of us who are teachers. So there are lots of challenges, and the thing is that the situation is not ideal. It is not. The ideal, we know what the ideal is, but the reality is different. So we have to deal with the issues as they come, and band ourselves together to give as much support as possible to those who especially need support.
Jump in. Somebody sent a video the other day to me, and this child was complaining and crying and kicking up with a storm because the parent didn't give the child what the child was requesting. So he wanted a lollipop or something. And,
in a store or something. In a store or something like that. Yeah, that's the video.
The way the little boy behaved was really atrocious. In our culture, I would give him one backhand slap and tell him shut up.
But I don't
right. But the thing is, what they're saying, the parents now are losing control.
You think, Berridge, if that child was trained properly at home, he'll behave the same public?
No.
Okay.
No, because to me, that child seems as if he is in control of the parent.
Right.
What a white or black?
White and
and it seemed as if both parents was there,
Yeah.
Yeah, both parents was there.
And
So James, see, both of them came up, the child came up with both parents.
No, we can discuss about parents.
That situation is still not ideal all the time.
So the guy came on after and he says, well, we need to have a sign-up sheet or something, register. Those who want to be parents
right.
class.
Yeah,
Berridge, I must say, stick up in, I must say, the reason I asked you about the color, the culture of Caucasians is not the same as blacks. It's not the same as the Chinese. It's not the same as the Indians. So parenting across races will not be the same.
Different.
So there's some common ground.
It's fast supposed to be getting close to that kind of kind of behavior.
I agree with you.
No, not necessarily. We're gonna discuss that a little bit. But that was your 2 cents part, or you want to?
Well, let's finish it off.
Since I'm talking,
people are not good candidates for parents.
That's a very harsh.
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry, I support him fully.
The parenting I see, and with
Yeah.
the values and morals and instruction that the children, that the values they have to pass on, they have nothing to pass on. Nothing, so they should stay away from that kind of thing. No sex for you, or you have sex, but so you do not to get anybody pregnant.
Okay. What's this? Let's see your things. I think very sure like
But you're telling your things.
very sure very play. You are big up before you then?
Yeah.
Big up.
They didn't even get to.
Let's go, my boy. Let's go. Yeah, man. Parenting. Let's go. True.
That the system now is trying to copy that of the America's way of dealing with the situation. And then when they get out of hand, the same system, the judicial system is the one who take care of them. It says, to me, it's hypocrisy. Short and simple.
Okay. Bills?
Look, the reality of things is that a lot of young boys and young boys and girls, or young men and young women are having children at an early age. I think what happened is a lot of them are missing an actual class in inheritance. I think one of the ways that society, I guess probably governmental agencies can help the society in the long run is make it mandatory for young parents to go to class. From the time the girl is pregnant and she starts doing her regular gynecological checkup, that the agency should insist that at least one parent, whether both go, but at least if one parent, I guess this most likely will fall under the female, go into some kind of class situation where she's taught not only the physical needs of bringing up a child, but also the psychological, the sociological, and any other kind of parameters that the child would need, to bring them back up into society. I think what's missing a lot is the fact that, again, because the females are so much younger, they really don't have that grasp of parenting that they need for their children to bring up in the right way. And they go astray. And of course, we know so much results of that. So they suffer, the kids suffer, society suffers. And so I think something could be done to stress that they be given some mandatory information in terms of a class or classes or workshops or whatever, along that line. They've got 6-8 months to do it. And I think that might go a long way in preparing the mothers to be better parents.
Added to that also, Mills, the intended grandparents are also young. So sometimes the mother and the child will be liming together and them kind of thing like that. So that's where a problem gonna come, especially with that additional to the family. Yeah. Cycle especially.
To add to everything that was said, what I will say is
well, we know as people, we should look at the way we behave, the way we talk, the way we walk, these kind of things. We should look at, and there ain't really much I could say about it, because everybody,
and before you go, also the children is looking at the parents, even though they may not say anything, but they're taking close look at how the parents do certain thing and follow them. Yeah.
What is your contribution?
Just briefly, I think parents should be a role model for their children. However, they wish they want a good future. Children have to a good character, and they should definitely set like that. It's about
So, I made some notes, especially on go ahead, see what you're saying.
I would love to pick up because my question, my question is, do you think it really makes sense to say that some people should not be parents? And considering that parenting is actually a choice between the two partners, whether or not they're going to go that route, and why not say give people, all potential parents, educate them as much as possible so that they're in a better position.
Sometimes it's not a choice being a parent, Sometimes it's not a choice. Sometimes it just happens. It don't happen sometimes, not a choice sometimes.
Remember Blake,
Yeah?
You're still responsible.
Yeah.
Remember Blake said that he advocated that in schools,
yes,
the education should start. They should have a class really called parenting as early as possible. Kindergarten, grade 3 going up, grade 3, 4, 5, 6, so that society could be better. We could have a change. We could have good parents, good citizens in the country.
I'm so glad you said
My
that.
point really is that, why is that they should not, when you know that they really cannot live in them?
Yeah, you can't stop. We can't just walk in. They can't tell people what to do.
Hashim wants to say something.
Doesn't it have a class like family life class?
No, but
They're still teaching that in school?
One component of a topic in the family life curriculum, but
Doesn't that cover the whole of parenting?
no, I don't think so. Well, I think what Member Blake was suggesting is a subject called parenting.
Now hear this now. I've heard Blake say that a few times, and now that you bring it up, I'll ask this. Who would teach that? That's what I would love to an individual.
Guide on counselors. Guide on counselors.
Now the reason I ask that
Somebody
because I'm a parent. I don't know who all of you in here are parents, but I'm a parent. Now, to be a parent and to not be a parent is two totally different things. And there's some persons who are not parents think that they could do a better job than those who are parents. And it's just in the mind because they just look at the situation and think that if it was them, they would have done this. However, reality speaks a whole lot louder than your idea. You see, so this is why I asked who would teach it, because at the end of the day, the idea sounds good. As usual, we got good sounding ideas. But the fact that we have schools already, we have all type of information as we talk about family life and these different things. Now, as far as guidance counselors is concerned. Personally, I would say a lot of the guidance counselors that are around, sometimes when you look at what goes on in the schools, I don't know if we have enough, because it seems like we don't have enough. And then sometimes the guidance counselors don't get the support that they need from the system. So we have a lot of issues there. And as far as guidance counselors are not necessarily parental guidance in any way, you know, because a lot of time guidance counselors deal on a level of psychology that does not necessarily lend itself to parenting. So in asking who would teach that's a serious component of the matter, because yeah, you introduce it, but who can teach that? When we know a lot of the teachers are teaching not because they love to teach, but because they didn't get the job that they want, or because they're waiting to go somewhere else. So, like, what kind of role model would they be teaching in the sense of teaching classes, in the sense of parenting? How do you merge that? How do you graft that into the school system when the school system itself seems to be lacking that very substance? So,
that is so true, because I, as a teacher, I have had to, and Brother James, you can testify to this. I write on report cards all the time. Johnny, or whoever has been absent from school far too often. Parental guidance is necessary. You know, and you can tell the performance is below the required standard. Parental guidance. What is going on? So I'm seeing that at the home, the level, where are the parents? What are they doing? Is it just a matter of just I can get a child, I can get a son? You know?
But every time you ask me before you go along, you have a child?
Not yet.
So then you're not qualified to say something.
I meant to differ. Why? Because
let me say this. No, the thing is, right? When you don't have a child, you don't know what it's like to say, I would give my life for this human being that you're responsible for. You don't know what it's like.
It's a different experience.
It's a whole different thing. So look, it's all good and well to say things, but the experience, there's nothing. There's exactly, perfectly said. There's no substitute for the experience.
I have seen ladies adopted children and they treat them better than how the parents were treating them.
And nothing wrong with that. But well, that is so. An adopted child could the mother who adopted and the child who is adopted, the feeling of parenting can never be the same.
I've seen mothers.
Yeah, I understand. They won't get they won't have the chemistry and so on, but they have the love that is lacking.
No, love and care. I've seen good adoption go through. But also the thing is, I'm saying this based on the fact that there are some parents who neglect their duties. Just like marriage, there are some husbands who neglect their duties. There are some wives who neglect their duties. As human beings, we seem to be neglecting the duties to do a whole other thing that send the society in chaos.
So you're questioning me if I would need to make a statement like that?
You as a teacher might not biologically be a parent, but being a teacher kind of puts you in the parenting mode at times when you have to deal with all these children.
You as a teacher, you putting down absent, the tardiness and homozygote and everything. Sometimes the parents, the child leave, the parents make sure that the child goes to school. You know that, right? But they're not going with them. That doesn't mean that they come into class.
Right, and that
I was one of them like that. I actually need to go home and make a class.
That happened a lot. But you see, today a conversation came up about parenting too. Because, you see, the angle I was actually trying to get with this talk about parenting is to highlight fathers. You see, because the word parent in saying kids mean mothers. You see, it does not necessarily. No, there are a few good fathers. There are some fathers who, go beyond, just to make sure that their child come up in the way that based on the same idea that James was mentioning.
Someone's evidence.
But right, and they got you some of that. But what I'm saying though is that is in the minority set. You see, in the majority set, we have this issue that fathers are not manning up to the cause. Fathers are not fathering in the sense of,
Total agree.
you know. But the problem with all of that though is that it burdens the women. And it is unfair because it is that, as James mentioned about unplanned children. Now, unplanned children normally falls on who? The mother. Because the father could just go away and have no input. You know, and then she now have to go through. We're not talking about abortion, we're talking about those who actually go through and bring these children. They go through it, and sometimes, even though it's unplanned, just to spend 9 months and deal with all the pain, it creates a bond between them and the child. So they truly love the child. Now some of them, depending on whatever situation, might cause them to try to abandon the post and what's not. But those who still carry on, sometimes they really need a little help. Because sometimes they might have children already, sometimes they might have none, but at the end of the day, they need some help. And the men, the fathers think that their help, paying $75 to a lawyer, is help. I think that more need to be done as far as from whether legislation or whatever, because in Parliament is mostly men there. And men get away with too many things. Now, when you hear the word teenage pregnancy, what is the first image come to mind?
A man did it.
No, the first thing come to mind is that a young lady is pregnant. No, what role does the man play in that, other than getting the girl pregnant? Because when we hear, right, so I'm saying that to mention teenage pregnancy is a sexist remark. It's a sexist remark because it burdens the woman. It burdens the woman, and we go around in public and we always saying, oh, teenage pregnancy is an issue. Teenage pregnancy, yeah, really? Let me look at the real issue. Who making these young girls pregnant? Most of the time it's men who are not teenagers.
Men.
And we don't hear no program rolling out to address the issue with men doing that. We don't hear no program rolling out to address men in any way concerning that matter. But we hear programs about all the women, them this, the teenage. So it's always society putting a hammer on the women because they get pregnant while they're teenagers. Now, how most of these things happen? A lot of the time because he's a grown man. A lot of the time he go and seduce the man and the young girl. It's just like they say you go back to the big island factor with Adam and Eve story. Men keep doing that. Some young girls might get pregnant for a taco. Some might get pregnant for a phone. Some might get pregnant for something from this supermarket, and it's terrible. So you find that while men getting away with these things, we're burdening the young women. I've seen women saying bad things about young girls just on the side of the road pregnant. They know the story, they know who make them pregnant. But at the same time, who you think they're blaming? They're blaming the man who get the girl pregnant to that. You see women doing that. Is it more painful because it's a woman doing that to another woman?
You know, people find it out.
So I say no, in terms of parenting, I think that there need to be more done to hold men responsible for what goes on. Personally, I wouldn't do as Berridge said, in taking away some from being candidates. Why he would say is this: when a child commits a certain offense, because the mother is always under the burden, hold the father as well. If you can hold a youngster, any child under the age 18 come down.
But one has to force.
Hold on. Once the age comes down under 18, a lot of times that does be proven. They prove that by DNA. Well, it is. I'm not talking about the area where you don't know who the father is, right? And because if you're talking about that, they're gonna go into a minority stage. Most people know who the father. No. So what I'm saying that when an offense is committed and is a youngster behind 18 is the legal voting age, right? And for license and all that. Anything below that, right? I think that the fathers should be also held. If he's on the bench, hold him on the bench too. Yeah, because the fact that the fathers are allowing themselves to not be involved in the child's life and being a role model for that child, well, at this point, get him involved.
But that makes sense.
You see, because the mothers have to be, man, all these things happen is the women, like, basically, do I see it? We're killing with women them, you know? We're killing with women them because when a man gonna be up and down, want to have a child in every village and in every country.
Can't support one.
And can't even support one. You know? And it's okay. And then every Friday afternoon when it's pet time, the men them, all they could do is be with one another, don't talk women, bad talk women, alcohol in the body and all these different things. And they have children who waited and would love if their father would have been there to read them a story, teach them to ride a bicycle, carry them to play a little football,
And no children.
have a little walk with them. Look, I just see this, you probably will see this. When a woman and a child going someplace and the child misbehaving, a lot of the time the woman don't know how to deal with the situation. A lot of the time, the child do not listen to the mother. Right?
But they listen to the
when
father.
you see a child and a father together, you don't see that kind of behavior so easy.
The masculine gender dominate.
Exactly. I see more happening where the child listens to the father is also more merciful how he deal with the child. Because when a woman loses her mind because the child just do something, it's a lot of blows sharing right there.
Something the wrong place.
You know? But you seldom see fathers do that. And fathers take control of the situation without brutalizing the child. So I'm saying we see in our society that the role of the father, because it's out of place, it allows that kind of weird growth with the children and them, and we see the mothers are getting fed up, burdened down, but at the same time, frustrated. Because they are frustrated, and we still allowing it to just go by, and we just allowing it to go by like it's okay. I think that the father should be held more responsible in our society for what goes on in our society. I think that if you're going to lock up a youngster because he shot somebody, give the father some time too. If the youngster don't get 20 years in jail, give the father 5.
No.
Because I'm telling you, if we hold the fathers more responsible, they're going to sit with it.
Yeah, because they don't want to get.
They're going to sit with
something that they
exactly. They're going to sit with that the children do what they're supposed to do, or not do what they're not supposed to do. But there's no accountability.
Most times, the blame is on the young girl.
All the time, not most time, all the time.
Nobody.
I was blaming the youngster.
But you know, when a big old, excuse my language.
Lady who was caught in adultery, any man who brought before judgment?
That's a different story.
You always women.
But you see, on the flip side of that, when it comes to domestic violence and other things, they like to put man on put the pressure, bring down the hammer on him. But when it comes to pregnancy and good parenting and so on, the father's missing in action and nobody holding the fathers accountable. Right. A lot of fathers, a lot of men in the job when it comes to good parenting. I was putting the emphasis and the blame on the mother. But a lot of dysfunctional families, a lot of single parent households, a lot of children living in homes, in houses. I won't say homes. But they don't have a home. In one thing, you have a home, they don't have a home.
But it's a home for them.
And
the children are the parents. The big sister making the tea, ironing the clothes, the mother and the father going gallivanting and partying and whatever, and they leave them in charge to run the house. And that is a part.
No, but sometimes that work well. Sometimes that work well. As a matter of fact, when we were talking about the age factor, I don't really agree with that so much because all I know, I'm 49, and I know that my mother, she would have been a parent when she was like 16. And when I look back on all the people